Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. Today's August 18th. I'm going to link below to the death that I've already covered on this channel. Today we are going to look at the first of two women whose deaths I learned about because of the one woman's unusual inscription on her headstone. On Find a Grave, there is a contributor named Colby Weaver who's just very interested in old graves, and he was intrigued by the marker on a woman's headstone. Underneath the dates on the marker of Catherine Cross are the words "murdered by human wolves." This caught Mr. Weaver's attention, and he managed to track down a newspaper article about Catherine's October 10th, 1917 death by criminal abortion. And he found out about the young woman we're going to talk about today, who's the earlier victim of these same human wolves. The paths of 18-year-old Elsie Stone and 24-year-old Fred O'Neil of Konawa, Oklahoma collided with tragic results that ended with her death on August 18th of 1917. O'Neil operated a business, O'Neil and Son, with his father and brothers in Tupelo and Konawa. Now, the Seminole County News reported that 18-year-old teacher Elsie Stone went to the Konawa, Oklahoma practice of Dr. Abraham A.H. Yates on August 15th of 1917 and remained there for 3 or 4 days before she moved to Yates' home, where she died. Miss Powell, Elsie's aunt, testified that Yates had summoned her to Konawa after Elsie's death. Yates' original claim was that Elsie had taken ill while passing through Konawa on a train and had been brought to his practice for care. And on her death certificate, Yates attributed her death to congestive chill. But concerned citizens complained to the county attorney, A.G. Nichols. Nichols ordered Elsie's body exhumed and an autopsy performed at the cemetery, and thus the real cause of her death was discovered. Dr. M.M. Turlington, the Seminole County health officer, believed that the abortion that had killed her had been perpetrated about 24 hours prior to Elsie's death. So Yates was arrested along with 24-year-old Fred O'Neil, who had served as the principal of the school where Elsie had worked. The men waived arraignment. O'Neil, a married man with 3 children, was accused of arranging the abortion and reportedly brought meals to Elsie while she was at Yates's practice. Now, 2 of the state's witnesses, Beulah Wooten and Mrs. S.M. Thompson, said that Elsie had cried and told them about how O'Neil had ruined her life. Beulah said she'd seen O'Neil hand Elsie a package that contained a letter and some medicine. And Mrs. Thompson testified, "Elsie told me in June that she had been wronged. She showed me letters from Fred O'Neil which told her to take medicine. That was all he could do for her, that he was a married man and couldn't let it afford to become public on him. She told me about how she was led off by this party, and she told me she was going to meet Yates and O'Neil and they were going to take care of her condition." Now, Yates and O'Neil were originally charged with murder. Because of legal technicalities of the charges were reduced to manslaughter. Then Yates was later arrested for Catherine Cross's fatal abortion while he was awaiting trial for Elsie's death. Yates and O'Neil were subsequently acquitted, even though the initial ballot for the jury was 11-1 for conviction. Not sure why they decided to acquit, given all the evidence that Yates had done an abortion at O'Neil's request. Yates, who was approximately 50 years old at the time of the crime, was obviously acquitted in Catherine's death as well, since the 1920 census shows him living in Konawa with his wife rather than as an inmate in prison. He died in 1931 at the age of 64.